Hello, welcome back to Sweet Acre Koi Farm. This is Chris. Apologize for my voice. I have a cold again. And we're going to be covering the pond today. Let you get a view of the fish. Yes, the big W is coming. There's Pat, Maureen. I don't know if you can see him. I'm looking at him, but for some reason... Oh, there he is. I didn't have him on camera. There he is. There's Pat. Redhead, blue body, or white body and blue tail. The tail is starting to lighten up now. But there's Pat right there. He's also cute. He is also cute. Anyway, but yeah, so we're going to be closing them in today. Oh, I hate winter. I hate winter. Yeah, he's definitely changing colors. Look at that. Yeah, he's changing colors, all right. Oh, there is the black koi. I don't think it's not the big black koi, but there's a black koi right there. Hopefully you can see it. Yeah, I'm going to be shutting down the Awasa. That's going to get taken down today. We'll clean it and we'll put it away. As you can see, I took all the... I got to top off the pond. But I took all the plants away. So that's all that's left. Show you. That's all that's left. I'll trim up the lilies before I cover the pond. Look, everybody's just real slow. Everybody's real slow and tired. Getting ready to go into Topar. There's a few more little bit of grooming I gotta do. I gotta take some little... And then these little pine needles I like to take out. Make sure I'll get a net and get that leaf that's right there. I don't know if you can see it. It's right there on the ledge. I'll make sure I get that out. I had... there's two leaves right there. Okay, I'll get them out. You can see on the bottom, I got all the leaves out. That's what that's there for. I used the big net, got all the leaves out of the bottom, so there's no debris on the bottom. You want to make sure if you can get anything out of the bottom of the pond before you cover it, that's always a great idea. There's a couple more leaves right there on the shelf that fell in. I'll get them out. A couple more leaves right here. I don't want to leave anything in the pond. See? I want to get all that out. No, there's another one. Hang on a minute. There's another one right there. Yep, I want to get there's two more. 1 and 2. There we go. Yep, I like to get everything that I can possibly get out of the pond before I cover it. And this, yeah, this is what we're covering it with. This year, I got these heavy-duty greenhouse tarps. They're 16 mil, so full UV protection, high quality, light transmission, which you can see, especially at night, when I just have the back light on. You could definitely see right through these. Really clear. So I can see the water. I can see everything right through them. And when the sun's out, you can see right through them. But, of course, we've got that overcast, so you can't. But, when we go to put the second one on, I got to take this one, and we've got a little bit too much on this side, so we're going to undo this real quick, readjust it, and put some more on this side, so that way I can cover up that area right there and go over it and then clamp it all down. And then the other one is longer this way, so everything will be clamped down on this board and the remaining will be tucked in underneath there. So we're going to do it that way, because I could have bought, which would have been convenient, one big large tarp, but then I would have had all this extra tarp in this area right in here that it would have just been weird, awkward, kind of hanging here. So we said, you know what? Forget it. We're not going to do that. We're just going to cover the pond and the bog and then cover this pond. And so we bought 2 separate tarps. And I still have to cut the plant. Yeah, I guess on the camera I'm pointing right, but boy, in real life I'm pointing way to the left of that. But that yellow flag that's right there, I'm going to go ahead and lob it, the whole thing off, just lob it off, and then cover it up. And I do that every year, just because it takes forever for that thing to die back. So, I'll just do that. But yeah, so, yeah, they're moving really, really slow. Oh, here, the pond temperature, I was going to show you. Pond temperature, right now, is sitting at 58.3. So it's been going up and going down slowly. But yeah, it's definitely that time of year where you want to get them covered up and then just say goodbye for the winter. And that's what I'll do. Oh, here's a leaf churning around in there. So yeah, see, try to get out everything you can. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and get the water, start topping this off, go get the couple leaves I saw over there. Okay, before I cover up the ponds, I wanted to at least show you what we do. Okay, what we do, there's the fish. That's the platinum ogon right there. What we do is we take the kennel panels that you see up there, and we go ahead and line boards, which that's an extra board for that pond, that's an extra board for that pond, and we lay them long ways, and then we lay these kennel panels that you see up here over the top. That way, in the winter, when it snows, it doesn't have the weight. It has enough support to hold that weight. Hey, Cash, come on, get down. They're up there on the... What are you doing up there? Silly dogs. Always playing around with something. And anyway, it has the support to hold up so it doesn't cave in during the winter. And the same thing with this over here, the bog. We've got a little 4-foot tall panel over here. And we've got the board over here and a board over here. You can see the end of the board there. And then we just lay the panel on top and cover it up. And so there's that. But yeah, we do need to move the tarp over just a smidget, I think. But I don't know, maybe we don't have to. Oh, I can see a little bit of the bog in there. Because the panel, or the last cover that we bought, that one is a 16 by 20. So it'll be plenty for the 16 this way. And then it'll go 20, so it will go over the gap that you see right there. It'll go over that gap. So I'm not really too worried about it. But yeah, here's the kennel panels. And when we lay them down, we make sure that we lay them down this way so the bar is under the chain, not under it. You know what I mean? The bar is under the actual chain and not on top. That way when the weight starts coming down, that bar acts as a support as well when it starts getting heavy with snow, before I can get out here and brush it off. But Yes. I think that's where most of my water loss goes. I'm not even kidding you. These dogs are constantly drinking out of this pond. It's like their water bowl. But yeah, so I'm not really too worried about the fact that there's not that much on that end. I can always pull it over just a little bit, but you know what? Not even going to worry about it because it's going to be so much longer because this is not 20 feet going that way. So we're going to have plenty to, you know, to mess with, and I'll probably just tuck it under there or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get to that point, but we'll be able to have supports to put on the other end. But this area here, you see how it's taking on a little bit of water right there? It's not going to be doing that because we have something that we're going to slide all the way down the middle that's going to pull the peak up, and then everything will drain. So, and then we'll do the same thing on this one. We'll put the piece underneath there so everything will drain to the left or the right. But, yeah, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Ooh, I was going to tell you we were getting everything started, but I wanted to show you. There are baby shabunkins in the pond. Let me see if I could spot a couple to show you. That would be cool if I can get them on camera. Oh, there's one. Hopefully you saw it. Yeah, I gotta get a few more leaves out of there. Let me see if I can see any more babies. They're hanging all... Oh, there's a couple more over here. There we go. There's one right there. That's tiny. Yeah, the shabunkins, they spawned a couple months ago. And now I've got all these little baby shabunkins in here. But they'll be fine for the winter. They'll be fine. There's another little one right there. Let me see if I can get it before it goes too far down. Yeah, so, yeah, we got baby shabunkins in there. So, and they'll be fine this winter. I'm not going to panic about them, but I wanted to show you the baby shabunkins. All right, we're going to get started. Just topping off the water. This does not have the softened water on it. This is just regular well water. I got all the leaves off and out of the pond that I can find. Everything is cleaned off. Yeah, the Oasis taken down. I got that over there, getting ready to get that cleaned off. And the UV's unplugged. We're going to get all that out, clean all that up. But before I get it cleaned, I'm going to go ahead and cover the pond. But I'm going to wait until, because I can't clean the Oasis because I got the hose going. So I need the hose to clean it. So I got to wait till we top the pond off, cover the pond, and then all I have to do is clean the Oasis for the last time and pull out the UV, clean that up a little bit, get that stored away inside because it can't stay out in the garage because I don't want it to freeze. So I got to bring that inside. And yeah, and then we'll be ready for the winter. So we'll get back to you when we're done topping off the pond. Before I forget, I have the air hoses, as you can tell. They're all of them laying out here. My goodness. Jeez, these dogs and drinking that water. I've got the air hose for this one pulled up, and it's about maybe 10 inches, maybe a foot below the surface, where the water goes in on this side. Okay, these drum filters that pump up into this pond, those are already cleaned up, ready to go for the winter. And the air hose is like right there in this pond. And once I put the kennel panel over here, I'll pull it all the way up and I'll run this air hose over the kennel panel so I know exactly how deep it is and it'll stay put right where I want it. So that's how I do it. But yeah, we'll get back to you when we get ready to cover it. I'll have the right before I put the tarp on, I'll get back to you. And then that way you can see what it looks like before the tarp gets put on. Okay, we've got this all covered up now. And I've got the board in there, the real heavy board. It's all rolled up and clamped down, so it's not going to go anywhere. And we've got the extra kennel panel on here, so it's not going to cave in. So we've got that. I've went ahead and put my air hose about a foot down. I think it's about a foot down. No, it's right there. Okay, let's put it about a foot down now. There we go. There we go. That's about a foot down. There we go. We still have the heart of the pond going. You can hear it pumping into that pond. So we still have the waterfall going. And I got the boards up here. They know it's about time. And all I gotta do is just clamp this side. Yeah, so we should be okay. You know, as stuff gets on here, I'll come out and sweep it off, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. But I think this way is gonna work out really, really good. Right now, we still have here, I just got this stick. I just used the stick to be able to reach stuff. We still have the pond at 14.9 Celsius, which is 58.8 Fahrenheit. So, yeah. And I could probably put a board right here, kitty corner, a little board. That way it'll help it from sinking in over here. But we should be good. We're not supposed to be having that bad. It's supposed to be really cold, but not really a lot of snow. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think it'll be okay. I think it'll be fine. And it's supposed to snow here in the next couple days, so we'll see what happens with that. I've got the Awasa cleaned out. I've got this all taken apart. We already have the UV filter already put away. That was the net for the pump for the Awasa. What I did was I cleaned the net out, cleaned the pump out, and put the pump back in the pond. Because it's always better when you can leave it in the pond. And you don't have to worry about the washers and stuff like that drying out and cracking. That's why I do it. And I never have had an issue. But, yeah. So, finished, done, ready for winter. Ready for the snow, pretty much, anyway. And, yeah. So, thank you guys so much. Hopefully, I explained everything. And the air pump is in here, and it'll keep running all winter long in here. Just so you know, that's where the air pump's at. But everything else is pretty much shut down. So I just have the drum filters at the bottom that were already clean, pumping up. And if that ever gets clogged, just so you know, if that ever gets clogged in the middle of winter, I could do one of two things. I could pull them up on a decent day, pull the holes out of the garage and clean them and put them back down. Or if I wanted to, I could just shut off the flow that goes around. I still have the air running in both of the ponds, so that'll keep an opening. It never gets cold enough in here for the ponds to freeze when you tarp it, so I'm really not even worried about freezing. I just like to keep the heart of the pond pumping constantly, so it'll pump up from the bottom, go to the top, go through the bog, and then come back down and then pump back up. I like to keep that running all winter long, but should they ever clog, I could always just unplug it, and I just reach into here, pop the pump off, and just let it sit there, and then I'll clean it in spring, whatever, if I don't want to deal with it. But thank you guys for watching. Hopefully I answered all your questions. And yeah, I don't know what else there is to to explain, I'm going to go ahead and get all this stuff in the barn or in the garage and put them up on my thing so I can have them for next summer. So I'm going to go ahead and clamp the rest of this side and, yeah, call it good. I've been out here all day. I woke up, came out here, and I've been out here ever since, all day long. So, yeah, it's supposed to be raining today. So it looks like it's going to be starting here pretty soon. So I'm going to clamp this side up and then go in, get some hot coffee. So thank you guys so very much for watching. I think you can see how you can see inside and you can see the water bubbles going through it. I told you that this tarp was really see-through. Yeah, you can see through and see the bubbles going through. Hopefully you can. I can. All right. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry about that. I had a little squirrel moment. Thank you for watching, and thank you to all our new subscribers. Hopefully I explained how we shut the pond down for the winter. If you have any questions, throw them in the comments. I'll answer each and every one of them, doesn't matter how many. And all of our new older subscribers, thank you for sticking with the channel. We appreciate each and every one of you. Everybody, thank you so much for watching, and stay sweet.